Greetings and welcome back to the Casual Wargamer. This past weekend was our February tournament down at our local store GamesHub. As usual, 1,000 points, quite fun and fluffy, nice and casual. Spoiler alert, did not go well for me. I went for a bit of a naff list, really. Because lately the opponents I've been running into have been fielding large blobs of infantry, whether it be 20-man Necron warriors, sat on an objective restoring or reanimating rather D6 plus models, so I just can't take the unit down, or it's blocks of guardsmen, specifically Krieg with a medic, so they are feel no paining and restoring D3 models, and I'm struggling to deal with them. That seems to be kind of, I don't want to say the local meta, but that seems to be how a lot of opponents I am facing lately are playing. So I thought, I'm going to try and deal with that, assuming that was what was going to be played at the tournament. And boy, was I wrong. So my list ended up, it was a crap list anyway, but it ended up being really bad for the event. Good games, but a little bit frustrating. First round pitted me against my regular Dark Angel opponent, Robin, who for ages I've been saying, play the Lion. I haven't had a chance to play against the Lion, and this time he did, and it was awesome. I got him down to 4 wounds, but that's about as good as I did against his list. It was primarily a big blob of 10 Terminators, with a Terminator Captain, I think it was, and Apothecary. And I just couldn't deal with them. They were putting out so much firepower. My dice weren't working, and his were on fire. And I just couldn't take enough of them down. As I say, I did manage to get the Lion down to 4 wounds. But the problem was he kind of managed to do enough damage and held me in place in the corner. He was, just for reference, he was playing the First Company Task Force as opposed to the Unforgiven. And it actually did really well for him. Really good. But it ended up with a really awful 74-7 win to my opponent. I say awful because it was awful for me. But it was a good game. It was fun. I always have a good game against Robin, and I was just chuffed to actually face the Lion. Second round, I got my friend Chris, who is the one playing the Astra Militarum with the big block of Krieg. This time, it didn't go well because he also racked up with 2 Rogel Dawn battle tanks, which just proceeded to blast the snot out of my poor Marines, as well as my Repulsor Executioner. I did manage to get rid of one of them with the Heavy Laser Destroyer, but it was too little too late, and I just couldn't. I did better on the secondaries, but I just couldn't keep him off of the objectives, and he was outnumbering me for the most part. And if I did kill them, they just rolled on the next turn anyway. It was a much closer game. Chris won 42-29. It was a very frustrating game, if I'm very, very honest. I really felt that I was struggling in this one, more than I did in any of the other 2 games. But it was a good game, good fun game. And my third game was against my friend Mulch, who racked up with another Astra Militarum army. This one not quite so heavy, but he did have 2 Lehman Russ battle tanks and a lot of heavy weapons fire. So as you can see, I ended up with not such great matches for the list. That'll teach me to try and jump what I'm expecting. In this instance, he kind of managed to keep me in my deployment zone. We were playing Dawn of War cross table, and it meant I had to be stretched out slightly further than I had in previous 2 matches, which gave him more opportunities to just whittle me away. It was a much more fun game than the second round against Chris, because I didn't feel I was quite in such a bad position. but Mulch did manage to still manage to steal a 65-17 win. At the end of the day, I came last. Yay. In 6th place. But that's where I expect to be, We had some good armies otherwise. The first place went to Grey Knights, post balance update. Astra Militarum in 2nd and 3rd, Dark Angels 4th, Death Guard in 5th, and myself way back. It was a really good day out though, with some like-minded chums. The store is doing 2 tournaments a month now because we kind of had too many people for one day, and I think there's not quite a full amount for 2. I struggle to get a second Saturday off in a month, but I'm going to look at trying to do 2 events every maybe other month if I can wangle it. So wish me luck on that. Anyway, it's a big thank you guys for watching. A big thank you to GamesHub and the staff and my fellow opponents for hosting. And I will see you soon in another video. Thanks for watching. Take care and good gaming.